Hi, this is Cappy from Always in Stitches in Noblesville, Indiana. Peter's behind the camera.
Hi, everybody.
He's out there. We are, you know, we've been doing these videos for, gosh, I don't know what number we're up to, 130 something, probably. Yeah.
I don't even know.
I know. We've done these for long enough. I was
153 maybe?
Oh, really? That far?
I don't know.
I was on somebody else's website that was a YouTube channel, and they were right around the same numbers we are, over 1 million views, and had about the same amount of videos. And I was like, okay, so, you know, we're keeping up. It's not really a contest, but it has become an unusually effective way for us to connect with our customers. So if you're watching this, thank you. And I'm so glad you're here. You can go back and watch the old videos. That's kind of the nice thing. They're timeless and they're still out there. Although some of them I go back now and I'm like, we need to change the content of some of those because we've learned things and are more aware of some things. But if you are watching us and you're one of those 1 million views that we've had, thank you. I hope you share the information that you get here with other people so that they can shop with us too, because we do ship everywhere you want to go, and we do have the brick and mortar store as well. So every week we come with something new, and here we are again with some new things. I'm going to talk, I'm in the yarn department. We're back in the yarn department, seated at one of our little tables. We've got some sitting areas back here where if you just want to come in and knit on your lunch hour or hang out. Peter does a Saturday morning knit in kind of thing where if, you know, you want to come and just sit and knit for a couple hours. There's no charge for that. We're always welcome to let you come sit in our comfy chairs. Matter of fact, there's one chair over there that's so comfortable. We have quite often find gentlemen falling asleep while they're waiting on somebody. We do take pictures occasionally, so you are kind of at our mercy. You know, we need a disclaimer at the door. If you walk in, be prepared your picture may be taken. You probably don't want to be in witness protection if you're in our store, because we have some fun with people who fall asleep. But the reason I'm over here right now is because I want to talk about this new chenille. Chenille has just gone bananas because people are doing the amigurumi. I think I might have said it right. Amigurumi projects. So it's these kind of things. This is one we've kept as a sample, and this is crocheted, and they're just the cutest little fun whimsical animals. I cannot crochet to save my life. I've tried really hard, and the teacher who teaches us is named Kayla, and she does an outstanding job. But chenille has kind of taken on a life of its own. We had a little bit of trouble getting a good enough quality at a fair enough price of chenille. So we found another company. Now we're using the Bella chenille. It's by Universal Yarn. It has a kind of a soft fuzzy texture. We also have another type of chenille. It has a little different texture. They're kind of are interchangeable, but this gave me more color options. So this is why we decided to go with this particular one. And it's got a higher smushiness to it, I think. It feels a little better. But Kayla does classes, and I know her class for the pumpkin is sold out, but she's doing a Christmas tree, a dog, and something else. A Christmas tree, a dog. There's 3 things that are still open. Anyway, this is the chenille you use for that. And the what's really fun about it is look at all these colors we've got. We've got teals and pinks and blues and purples and red and green for Christmas, white, black. She did a little black, a bat with a purple ears. The little puppy dog's going to be in these colors. The other thing that this chenille is really, really nice for is just a baby blanket. And because it's a chunky weight, it goes together quickly. You could knit this or you could crochet it into a really cute baby blanket. So this is the Bella chenille. There's also some more over chenille over there in the chunky stuff. So if you are wanting a quick, easy project to get done before Christmas, check into this chenille yarn. It's a bulk. Okay, so new ideas for Premier Basic Chenille Yarn. Check out the amigurumi patterns on Ravelry and momsstitcheddy.com. And there's a couple pictures there, elephants and owls, and if you're looking for some patterns to do things, this amigurumi is huge. Those are just flat out patterns that you can use the chenille with. The other thing that I want to show you, and we've shown these before, but they are so stinking cute. Is all these little kits that we have. You're looking at Christmas presents now for family members who are crafty. These are great because it's like you're done. It's all right there. Everything you need. We've got lambs and donkeys and kitty cats and seagulls and puppy dogs and you name it, we've kind of got it as far as whatever critter you want to make. And there's some little ones too. These little hooked ones here. There's like, that's a dolphin, a snowman, a giraffe, a bear. These are tinier. I would suggest that if someone's going to buy these kits, these are probably an intermediate level. This is not necessarily a beginner project. That's not to say that they couldn't, become a project that they could learn. And if they buy it and they're like, oh wait, I don't know how to do this, come in and we can probably help you get started. There's also a crochet class, because crochet is just blowing up. Crochet classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 2 to 4. And those are with a lovely lady named Anita. You will not see them on our website, just so you know, because if you're like looking for them, it's like, oh, when was that? So write this down because you won't find it anywhere on the website.
And you won't find the open knitting on the website. My open knitting is 10:30 to 12:30, and it's not on the website.
And they're just, his open knitting is just an open class. You come in and sit down. Anita's class, that's 2 to 4.
Mine's free.
And his is free, but Anita's is $10 for the 2 hours, and you pay Anita directly for that.
Anita's going to teach you. I'm going to hang out with you.
Yeah, there's a little different approach. Anita is there
I won't teach you anything.
No, he's just there to support and encourage. And
it's just for an excuse to get out of the house and have a place to sit and talk with other like-minded people.
Right. And he's on our sales clock, so he has to stop and help customers and things like that. So you don't get uninterrupted Peter time.
Doing cross-stitch or helping people with needle punch or helping people with all kinds of stuff.
He's multitasking, but it is a nice group if you want to come in and just sit and stitch for a little while. So that's kind of what I have for the yarn department today. Other than I did mention last week, there's a knit along, and I would go to the website and look at these because Janet offers lots of great classes. There's a boot camp coming up if you want to learn to knit. There's a shawl knit along coming up. We've got a stitch in that's exclusively for knitting. So there's lots of choices for knitting if you are wanting to learn. We hear from a lot of people, I want to learn, I want to learn. We're trying to offer you options to learn to do that. So if you're thinking about knitting, we can hook you up. If you're thinking about crochet, we can hook you up, quite literally. And I hope you come in. I hope you hang out with us. So that's it from the back end of the store. We're going to go back up front now, and we're going to look at some sewing machines. We got some surprises for you. Stay tuned. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Told you we were going to sewing machines. I tried to digress and stop midway and look at fabric, and Peter's like, no, we got to stay on task. So he's holding me accountable. I love that about him. It's a good thing. We have to hold each other accountable sometimes. Okay, so this is the new Skyline machines. Skyline is a model from the Janome company that they've been doing for a while, and they have done some really cool upgrades, updates, made them fun and special. They're anniversary editions, so that tells you right there they're going to do some neat stuff with that. If you've not had a Skyline series machine yet, you're going to love this machine. We have sold numerous models of the Skyline series. I remember an event we did, years ago when they very first came out, and it was very successful. People love this machine. Price point on it is very affordable if you're looking to get into them. The Skyline 6 has a little fewer features if you're budget conscious. This one has obviously a few more in the Skyline 7. You've got an extension table with it. Okay, this is money right there. If you do any quilting or even garments, whatever you're sewing, this little arm is sometimes not enough. And having this extension, especially if you're not putting it in a table, is a huge, huge plus. I love that it has the extension table. Then both of them have these screens, and we're supposed to use a stylus. You're not supposed to use your fingertip because the stylus keeps the screen clean. But what it allows me to do is work through the modes. So when you're looking at this machine, it shows me all the different stitches. Look at, I don't even know, I can't even count. I don't know, probably 500 stitches at least, options as far as different types of stitches. Now, the reality is, do you use all 500 stitches every day? No. But I can promise you that if you take the time to sew out all these stitches and see what they are, you would be amazed at how many different applications you have to use a stitch. I can't tell you how many times I've been working on something and like, oh, wait a minute, I could do that stitch and it'll do just what I want. I'm going to show you my most favorite thing. It's this stitch right here, and it looks like a button. And that button does exactly what that picture says. It'll sew your buttons on. Oh my goodness, I just did a little quilt, we'll show it here in a minute, that has 25 buttons on it. I didn't have to sew a single one by hand because I put the proper foot on my sewing machine, I picked that button stitch, and I put the button underneath there on top of the fabric and went wee, and it sewed it on.
Nice.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. So the screen works pretty simply. You've got a nice little dots here. You pick the stitch you want, whether it's a straight stitch, you want it to lock at the beginning or lock at the end. 1/4 inch, that moves the foot over exactly, or the needle bar will move over in position where you want it. So basically when I'm in this utility stitch, I'm looking at some of the stitches that are listed on the screen up here. So I can pick utility, that says utility, it's going to give me those 23 stitches. And then the next one says buttonhole. Well, it's real easy. I just pick the next little design in here and it'll go to all these different stitches. So it makes it so simple to find what I want to look for. Go to the next page. There we go, long pictographs, different things. There's settings. You can lock it so that nobody can get into it. If you've got little people in the house, stitch width, stitch length, lots of user-friendly things. You've got a speed governor here. You've got the ability to put your presser foot up and down. You've got a thread cutter. Okay, once you have a thread cutter on your sewing machine, you will never go back to not having a thread cutter. Let me just tell you. It's the nicest feature of all. The trick with a thread cutter, I think, that throws people is once you cut that thread, then you have very short little tails hanging out from the foot plate. And so when you start sewing, if you want to not kind of have that ball a little bit, you have to kind of pull the top thread to the left and out a little bit so that when it starts sewing, it doesn't suck that under and make a knot that you won't like on the back. That's probably one of the most common questions we get with that needle thread cutter is, how come when I use my thread cutter and I start sewing again, I get a little wad of thread on the back? That has to do with the way the thread starts, and if those danglies are hanging, it will pull it down and make a little knot sometimes. Peter's asking a question.
Doesn't it like to have a piece of fabric under the foot when you start?
It does,
like
but
you
that
can't just sew and then put your fabric under the foot. Don't you have to have it under the foot and then sew?
You do, but it still will ball. It still will tend to pull that thread through and make a little ball.
Oh.
So I always will pull my thread just to the side a little bit, and we're just talking a little bit of thread, just the
yeah.
needle
You're
thread.
talking about just the tiniest little amount.
Yeah. I'm not talking pulling.
You're not talking about a whole like it balling up. It's just it's a noticeable. If you look super closely at it, you get that extra.
Yeah, and
I see what you're saying.
Especially like if let's say you're doing a piece where the pinwheels all come together and you've got like 20 little pieces coming together, you don't want any knots in your thread there. You want that to be as smooth as possible to keep that join from being lumpy. So it's just a good thing to pull point, and that's true with any machine that starts. I don't care what the brand is, if it has a thread cutter on it, when those little threads are hanging down, they can be small enough that it'll cause a little knot on the back of your fabric. So just pull your thread to the side a little bit, should eliminate that problem. But this has start-stop button, it has the reverse button, it's an easy thread, it does have a needle threader. There's a little bit of a trick to learn to use a needle threader, but once you get the hang of using a needle threader, again, you'll never go back to not using a needle threader. I love my needle threader. It's got nice lighting on it. You can see what you're doing as far as, the lights are nice and bright, which I love. The older I get, the more I appreciate lights. The other thing is I can swing this open and I can see the inside of this machine. Look how much plastic is not there and how much metal parts are there. That tells me that the way this is built is going to be sturdy. The other thing about this, some of the machines are so big, like the one we showed you last week is a pretty hefty girl. I mean, she's a heavy machine. I don't know that I'd always want to lug that to a class. These are light enough and compact enough that taking these for a class, they're just fine. When we started showing you a sewing machine every week, we started with the smaller, like the really, really small machines that are very lightweight, that are definitely great for classes. I wouldn't hesitate to take this to class either. It's light enough that it'll transport. And I do like using my own sewing machine in a class just because I know where the gears are. It'd be like taking a driver's test and not being in your own car. It's just hard. So anyway, these two machines, this is the Skyline 6, this is the Skyline 7. There's about $1,000 difference in the price of them, $500, something like that. Our price is always better than the MSRP price, so if you're interested, come in and talk to Kathy or Jessica or Julie or Deborah, or whoever's working in that department that day. They can all help you. Looks like it comes with these fun bobbins. Look at these nice blue bobbins. That's an anniversary bobbin. I love, so when I'm winding my thread for my sewing machine, I have 40 weight thread and 50 weight thread, and I put my 40 weight thread on my blue bobbins and my 50 weight thread on my clear bobbins. So when I pick up a bobbin, I automatically know what thread weight I'm working with because I have both colors in those. So that's just a little tip to help you keep track of your colors. But comes with the bobbins. I love that. That's not an inexpensive packet of bobbins right there. And it looks like it has a little screen thing so you can wipe your screen too. So that's really cool. So come see these. I think they're great machines. Says reach for the skyline, an enduring legacy of performance and innovation. Janome celebrates the Skyline series, 10th year, 10 years. Gosh, I remember when they came out.
Yeah, me too.
We're getting old.
We are.
It's sneaking up on us. Okay.
It is.
It's already November. Can you believe it? Time flies when you're having fun. Okay, so we must be having a ball because time is going so very fast. Although it's pouring down rain today.
It is.
It is like buckets. Drowning, drenching
Can't really
buckets.
see it on camera, but it is.
Yeah, trust us. It is pouring down rain out there. But that's okay. It's supposed to do that. It's November. It's not snow. I've seen snow this time of year. Thank God. No snow, no snow, no snow. Okay, we talked about chenille. And the other thing I want to talk about while we're in the machines department are these two-toe bags over here and all the crafting bags we have. Come over here and look real quick at these. So this, I love, if you're a crafter and you're going to, and it's the time of year people are going to retreats and things, we sell all these different bags you can see down here. They're primarily for sewing machines, but the way that they're set up, they are crafting. Like this would be for a serger. My serger's in here for service right now. I could drop a serger in there. But what I love is if I travel with it, it has spots and places for my things and stuff, you know, because we don't ever just go. And this unzips and drops down so I can get things in and out. This one's for those bigger machines, and they're pretty colors too. Look at this purple one, Peter. It's got your name on it. Peter likes the purple colors. Look at this one. Look at that. Oh, come on. There. Look at all the spots to put things in. Drop your machine. It's very sturdy, so it's going to be able to withhold. And this one has the handle that you can just, you know, drag it like a piece of luggage. So if you're looking for a sewing machine bag, these are great Christmas gifts. You've got that sewist who has everything under the sun. Get them a bag to take their stuff around in. Look at this one. Now this is kind of
I like the little lunchbox on top.
Of course you would think it's
The
a lunchbox.
sewing organizer.
You have that set, Kathy? Yeah.
I don't have my sewing machine in it either. I take all my stuff.
It just, yeah, she just, Kathy likes to bring her stuff everywhere she goes. So I'm taking the wrapper off because this is like, remember I had an aunt who all her furniture and her lamps were always in plastic and it just drives me crazy. Okay, so Auntie Fran, she lived in Chicago. Okay, so yes, that is a lunchbox, Peter. Looky there, you could get your
It's a Peter-sized lunchbox.
It is a Peter-sized lunchbox.
My eating utensils.
Yeah. Well, and
My
you know,
napkin,
that's kind of a good
my
point.
placemat.
Even if you're not buying this for your sewing machine accessories or for crafting, there's always a reason that you want stuff to store. This one has another little go with. Look how they all slide on that. That's really nice. They connect. So if I'm walking into class, I got it all together. Isn't that fun? That's really cool. Two-toe has been around a long time. This is a very gosh, if you've not seen two-toe bags, we do carry a few two-toe bags in stock right now. I think this is probably the only one we've got, but we can always order whatever you want. And I do like my two-toe bag. I have taken top-of-the-line heavy sewing machines in a two-toe bag and checked the bag. I know that sounds scary, but I've checked the bag at luggage at bag check. No problem. No problem at all. Here's another two-toe bag in a pretty print. Look how pretty that is. When you buy these bags, you need to know the make and the model of your sewing machine so we can be sure we get you the right size, because they come in different sizes with the two-toe bags. And then here's another suitcase. Like this is for, I think primarily it's for rulers. That's not to say you couldn't put anything else you wanted. But primarily, these are going to be your rulers. Or if you're taking quilts, you could take quilts in it. Look at that. Man, that's big. How much room there is. Yeah, this is primarily for rulers and things like that. Okay, Christmas is coming. And if you're thinking, I might need to get one of those for myself for Santa to wrap and put under the Christmas tree. So at our house every year, I bought everybody's gifts, including my own, wrapped them all, and unwrapped them all. And when my kids got a little older, they were like, so, Mom, who buys your presents? I'm like, I do. Well, who wraps them? I do. So how do you know what you get? I said, I pick what I want. Works pretty well. All right, two-toe bags. We talked about those. Okay, couple things we'll just talk about right here with the light of the handy quilter behind me. We have some November specials going on. Right now, all our fat quarters, which are normally $4.99 a piece, which is a lot of money to buy for a fat quarter, but there's a lot goes into a fat quarter. When we get ready to do our fat quarters, we fold them nice and pretty, and we put a piece of paper in them, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. Let me get a fat quarter. It better have one in it or I'll be in trouble. Yeah, somebody. Oh, it's got it. I can feel it rattle. Okay. So we've got bins of fat quarters all over the store. Any of them that are in the bins that are pre-cut are $1.99 during the month of November. And when we cut fat quarters, which a fat quarter, if you took a yard of fabric and cut it into a 4 square, you get this piece of fabric. It's 18 by 22. Ours are more like 19 by 22, 23, depending on the width of the fabric. But these are ours are always generous. I have received fat quarters from other places that are short, and there's nothing worse than needing a fat quarter, which is always considered to be at least 18 by 22, and get one that's 17 by 22 or even 16 by 22, and then I don't have enough to make my project. So we do cut all our fat quarters generous. And we include this little piece of paper, and it has how many squares you can get out of a fat quarter. And if you've been buying fat quarters from us for a while, you probably have accumulated some of these. Well, let me tell you what you do with them. Other than give them to all your friends, that's always a good choice. The other thing is if you bring 20 of these in, 20, and they're still usable, they haven't gone through the wash or been in the kids' pockets at the playground, they're still usable, bring in 20 of these, we'll give you a free fat quarter. Because if you bought 20 fat quarters, you probably need one more, right? Okay, so we cut our fat quarters generously. You do get a full 18, 19 inches. You get this little chart, which I have this hanging on my bulletin board at home because I can't tell you how many times I'm like, okay, how many squares would I get out of that? Here it is. And they take the time to fold them, make them all pretty, and there you go. That's why they're $4.99. If you want to buy them during November, $1.99. That doesn't include bundles. That doesn't include anything except just loose pre-cut fat quarters. We've sold this one out in our newsletter on Friday, and we've already sold almost 200 fat quarters at that price because y'all are just eating up that sale. I get it. That's a really good buy on a fat quarter. The other thing that we're doing right now is Aurifil thread is $15.99. Let's go look at that real quick. Do a little eye candy cruise. Oh, well, don't be yawning on us, guys. Wake up. We're allowed
awake, we're awake.
We're awake, we're awake, we're awake. All right, so here we are in our Aurifil thread display. We have a lot of choices for you in Aurifil thread.
Yep.
When you look at an orange
Yep.
spool,
We're all
and this is
good.
an orange spool. See how the cap on it is orange? That tells me that it's a 50 weight thread. Okay, I know it's a 50 weight thread. And this is a 2-ply. Yep, this is a 2-ply. So we have it on the cones. These stay consistent. I want to say they're 49. I think they're $49.99. So these, but there is so much thread on these. It's crazy. And we have those in colors. A lot of our long arm people use these. Our long arm gal, Cindy, will use this particular thread when she does long arm finishing. But the orange cone is the 50 weight thread, and these are now $15.99. They were $18, and we dropped the price on them. And then the other one that's had the price drop is on the green spool. This is a 40 weight thread, and it is a 2-ply. It is a 2-ply as well. So, and you can get either one. I use the 40 weight primarily when I'm making bags, or I was doing, I was making aprons for my husband for an event he's in charge of, and I used the 40 weight because I was sewing on canvas, so I wanted a heavier weight fabric. And a heavier weight thread to go on that heavier weight fabric. The 50 weight is fine for piecing, top stitching, it works for that too. If you're going to be doing English paper piecing and finer thing, you're going to go to a even finer thread. Now the price hasn't changed on this, but this is an 80 weight thread. It is like very, very fine, but it's a wooden spool. And the reason I'm telling you that is all their spools are color coded. So when you look at the Aurifil company, and here's one of their little brochures, anything on an orange spool is your 50 weight. This is 40 weight. I don't know about that, and I don't know about that. But they changed the color of the spool. So what is it? 12 weight. 12 weights on the red, 40 weights on the green, 80 weights on the wood, and then there's also floss on the wood. So there you go. They don't even show what the gray is. There you go. So that's a good deal. I would suggest if you're wanting to restock, we have loaded up on the basic neutral colors. I always keep white, and I keep this gray right here, gray smoke, and I keep aluminum. Those 3 colors I use all the time. And another one that's kind of weird is this pewter. It's great for piecing. It kind of gets lost on everything you do. So if you're thinking about restocking your thread, especially those basic colors, this is a time to do it.
Where's the aluminium?
Aluminum right there.
Oh, there we go.
Aluminium.
Aluminium.
Yeah, it's just a great neutral. Matter of fact, I need
That's pretty.
Isn't that a pretty color? And it just blends.
I think I need to stock up because I don't have a stock.
Well, I keep...
I don't have those basic colors ready to go.
Right. And
nothing's worse than running out in the middle of a project.
Right. So at
6 o'clock, and you got all night to sew.
Okay, so here's what
and
I
you're
would do.
trying to like find all your bobbins where you didn't finish them off, and you know.
So right here, you're looking for a Christmas present for your favorite quilter. There she is. Ooh. You've given her all the basic colors, light, medium, dark. You can't go wrong. What are we talking? $60 right there. And there's your Christmas present. That would be an awesome Christmas present for your favorite quilter.
Yeah.
And they're just the basic colors because you can never go wrong. No matter what I'm sewing, even if it's something brightly colored, I can use one of those 4 colors and it gets by. Most of the time, unless I'm top stitching, it's not going to show. So, I'm just piecing. So, there you go. That's my take on a suggestion on how to do it. But you get whatever you want. That's the fun part of it. You can get whatever you want. All right, we're going to go look at the Christmas fabric. I didn't tell you this. Come over here. I want you to see this. So, Christmas fabric for us arrives in May or June. So that means we've had Christmas fabric for a little bit, but look at the deal we're doing right now. 25% off of all Christmas fabric, and that includes pre-cuts if we have any pre-cuts left. So anything you buy that is the Christmas stuff, we're going to give it to you at 25% off. That's regular priced Christmas fabric. There may be a little bit back in the clearance room. Here's more here. the Christmas fabric is all kind of centrally located in the shop, right by the cutting tables. So if you're wanting to get a Christmas quilt done, it is not too late. And you can get 25% off that fabric. Our fall and Halloween fabric has gone to the clearance room, so it's 40% off. But you know, fall's not over. I mean, Thanksgiving dinner's still coming. So if you want to make a project for fall, you're going to hit the clearance room for that. All right, Christmas fabric. And then let's go right here. We're going to show you a fabric line. I showed you this last week in our What's New video as a pre-cuts, because we received the pre-cuts first. This was the 9 Lives pattern, if you remember watching that in the video. We got the fabric in on the bolt, and can I just tell you, the pre-cuts didn't do it justice. This is lovely fabric. Would make a beautiful quilt, some good basics. This little grayish dot in here with that cream background, that's just a good one to have in your stash. I mean, that would do so many things. Good colors there. And this is a nice muted tone. I like it. I think it would make a lovely quilt. Turning 20 quilt would be easy. We could do a fat quarter bundle. It'll be the per yard price. It would not be the special that we're running on fat quarters. But you don't know. They're going to be cutting fat quarters. You guys are buying them fast enough. They'll have to restock the fat quarters. So you're going to have to check back with us regularly to see which fat quarters they've cut up, which fabrics they've put into fat quarters, because there'll be more. The other thing, I talked a little bit about a couple block of the months a few times. I don't want those to get away from you, because it seems like so many times our block of the months, people after we've gone 2 or 3 months, they're like, oh, I didn't know it. It's like, okay, 7 times you got to hear about block of the month. So this is a 3rd time I think I've talked about them. I'll give Peter the information to plug in a picture about those so you can see there's 2 different block of the months happening, chicken scratch and the other one's fields and furrows. So we'll get you the information on those block of the months, because if you want to sign up, they're great programs no matter how far away you are from us. There's no classes associated with them. You just pay a monthly fee and we'll ship you the contents that you need in fabric and materials and pattern information each month, so you can do a little bit at a time. If you're like, no, I work faster than that, you can buy the whole thing up front. You get a gift card, you get free shipping, which with the other one you're going to pay shipping each month, and it's a much better bargain for your money. So if you can buy the whole thing up front, it's a better buy for you. But if you have budget concerns, you want to do it monthly, we can work that out too. So that's it for today, other than you owe them some eye candy. Let's not forget, you got to give them a couple quilts. And I think other than that, check our website. Classes literally go on our website, and as soon as they're on our website, boom, they're sold out. So if you're looking for a class and you see it and you think you want to do it, check your schedule and then sign up, because they go quickly. Lots of fun things going on. Look forward to the holidays. So hope to see you soon. I hope you're having the happiest, stitchiest day wherever you are right now. And if it's raining, I hope you need it. If it's a problem, just catch it and wash your hair with it, right? Because it's supposed to make your hair soft. So, all right. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.